but he was like, oh my god, he was giving me some fucking mind-blowing stuff. And I'm gonna pull like 20 videos from it, because you know how he is. Like, he fucking just goes. Like, he just doesn't stop.
You guys want to see something funny? Let's look at my anti-mage win rate. How about that?
Okie dokie.
Look at that. Look at those anti-mage stats.
That is just garbage. Donnie, that is, I don't know what to say to you, man. That is garbage. But then again, I didn't think I would have a higher win rate than somebody with anti-mage, because I have a 20% win rate. So I would say if you're being liberal with smokes, just you don't need to be conservative with smokes. You can just smoke as much as you want, and nobody's going to complain. And generally, like, if you're using a smoke to do any action better, it's going to be better than what happens in most pubs, which is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
With like nobody ever smokes. So if you're a support player that's smoking, you actually have like a huge advantage on most people.
You need to have an internal clock in your head when you're trying to make a play. This is the way it is in like regular sports too. You need to have some sort of like mental clock going at all times when you're trying to do something active. Right now, you smoked. You should be thinking, okay, I don't see okay, there's the PA. All right, I don't see the PA. 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 Is there any way that we're going to be able to kill this PA? Okay, no, he's not even showing right now. You need to leave. You should go look for something else. You have a TP scroll. You're still smoked. You could look for a play in the mid lane. You could look for a play in the bottom lane. I just don't think that you should ever just kind of be standing around waiting for something to develop unless it's very clear that this is going to happen right now. And like, imagine if you were to TP here, then suddenly you can kill this Leshrac and you guys can push this tower. And I know that PA is a high priority target, but he clearly knows that something's up, and the reason for that is because of a ward here.
I would say like a good 5 to 10 seconds of standing somewhere. You can just leave. And the thing is, like, sometimes it'll just be the PA's an idiot and just hiding for like no reason, like he's just petting his dog or something. But in most scenarios, like, you'll be right about the fact that they know.
Raptor's just rushing at Aghanims. That's funny.
For fuck's sakes, this guy. Why do people? I would actually recommend, like, if you're finding that people are just not buying wards or anything like that, like, I would legitimately recommend like learning Nature's Prophet or something and just playing 5 all the time, because like if you're constantly buying wards and shit, it is way better to do that as a 5, because then you have this disruptor who has this fucking like pathetic excuse of he's basically the 4, but he's not going to contribute like he's a 4 because he thinks he's the 5. So you're basically both going to have like 5 level contribution to the game, but somebody needs to scale to be a core in the supports here, and it's not going to be him.
Yeah.
So like if your team is playing like this all the time, where they're not picking these, like, they're picking 5 role heroes and going safe lane and then buying no wards and just being like a shitty 4, then you should just play 5 and let them like basically play as a core. And then because you're already playing 5 well from the 4 role and it's so hard, like, you'll do way more from the actual 5 position in the safe lane. Like, I'm really enjoying 5 right now.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
You said you like play like Abaddon and Natures and stuff like that. I would legit advise against like picking a lot of the time, like, where I'm improving my MMR and like my skill in pubs right now is actually thinking like I don't pick Nature's Prophet as a 4 because it's not a good position for him. He doesn't do enough to be a 4, but then you don't get to do the 5 role stuff because you're worth more. So it's worse for you. Do you see what I kind of mean with like the way that as a 4, if you go and die, it's bad, and if you're really underfarmed, it's bad. But as a 5, that's fine. You can go feed to put wards down, and it's actually good. Like, it's really important to have like the separation of roles, I think.
Normally I do play 5. I just wanted a break.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah, you don't get a break in solo queue. Sorry, bud. That's just reality, you know? Like, I'll put my icon in the 4 role, I'll pick Bounty Hunter. I'll be, you know, pre-game, somebody will pick fucking Lion. And then next thing I know, they're rushing in Aghanims as their first item. They're going Midas Aghanims, and I'm having to buy fucking wards, and all I have is like Urn and Phase Boots because
God,
I
that's
can't buy
5
anything
bounty
else.
is so bad.
It
5 bounty
sucks
is
ass,
terrible.
but it's way better to play 5 bounty than to play completely visionless. So that's what you
It
gotta
is.
do.
It is. To get the kill and then go farm somewhere. Like I think building up the finger damage as a 4 is fine. I think that it's not just like a hard no on that. If you watch Brax play off lane Lion, it's very similar to 4 Lion.
That's off lane Lion, dude. That's
I don't know
completely
what to.
different.
I don't know what to think
it's
anymore.
more. You have a 5 role. Like you have other heroes that can contribute when you don't have finger. That's the point of picking 4 and 3 Lion.
Yeah, but we've already established he's not fucking playing 4 Lion. He's playing 5.
No, we've established that his teammate's a fucking idiot and he should still play 4 Lion. Because otherwise you don't have a 4.
No.
Yes, you should. You definitely should.
I'm sorry.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
You don't fucking play support.
Fuck, I'm glad we finally disagreed on stream. It's like that's actually what should happen if you're good Dota players. If you're like not if you're just agreeing with everything everybody's saying, then you don't have your own opinion and you're gonna be fucking shit. So it's like it's good that you think that way because you're just developing like a different play style than me. And I'm developing a different play style than you.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's actually super fine.
I agree.
Let me look. Oh my god, he was giving me some fucking mind-blowing stuff. And I'm gonna pull like 20 videos from it because you know how he is. Like he fucking just goes. Like he just doesn't stop. Yeah, he was basically like explaining to me a lot of the stuff that he learned on Team, and he was saying like one of the big things that he chooses to rotate as a 4 is he always tries to put himself in the enemy team's shoes and just be like, who would fucking hate for me to be in their presence right now? And every 2 minutes or something, he'll think about that, and then he'll go to just wherever he thinks the enemy team is going to be most annoyed by him. And sometimes you'll get it wrong, and that's okay. But what's important is just thinking about it, constantly reminding yourself, like, okay, 2 minutes has passed. Where should I, like, who is annoyed by me now? And then go there.
Like, what would you say is the actual difference between the position 4 and 5's items? Like, obviously 5's like, you know, just a million wards, but like in the sense of the items, is it still just support items? Like, would you say like is it still like push stuff, Aether Lens?
I would say with the 5, it's more like glimmers and forces and mobility. I guess mobility items, like honestly, like the cheaper ones. Whereas with 4, you can get more of like the Crimsons, the Vlads, like a little bit more expensive, a little bit more aggressive, like tanky items. Whereas with Wyvern, it's like you want the items where it's like, if anybody gets on top of me, I'm gonna die because like you can get a Vlads on Wyvern
as opposed to like 4 stars and
on 4. Yeah, I would say on Wyvern
4,
as a 5. Like the reason you go for Force and Glimmer is because if they get you, you're fucked anyway, right? So you may as well just get something that like prevents them from getting you altogether, which is like a Force or a Glimmer, and then that's still gonna allow you to contribute to fights with that. Whereas with like a 4, if you get a Vlad's, a Crimson, a Spirit Vessel, like you actually get in there and go into fights. So like there's value in making yourself have more like effective HP with those items.
As a 5, basically your entire purpose in fights is to cycle through your abilities as many times as possible, die, or maybe not even die. Like if you're a 5, you want to cast your spells, disable the right people, you want to kind of cycle out of the fight, maybe use your items to either save yourself or a teammate, cycle back into the fight, use your abilities again, cycle back out of the fight, see if you can get another round of saves off on yourself or a teammate. And you're trying to be just on the fringes of the engagement at all times. And as a 4, I feel like your itemization tends to be more so like fight winning items, like think Blink Dagger on Earthshaker, think you know, I mean, even something like a Crimson Guard or Vlad's can potentially be fight winning because of how much utility it actually provides. But yeah, the 5 tends to be more so kind of just like, how much can I accomplish with so little? And usually that is just simply by like saving your teammates by hexing somebody who's about to kill your carry.
See you, have a nice day.
Peace out. Get out of here.
Oh, there
Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. The Last Crusader, more like the last person to leave the Discord.
Oh. Yeah, if I had one piece of advice for all mid players, it's that if you are getting dumpstered in the first couple waves of CS, you should just immediately start pushing the wave and juggling. It does like it doesn't even matter if it's supposed to be a good matchup for you hero wise. You should just immediately start pushing the wave and juggling because the other person's probably mechanically superior to you, and that's fine. Yep. You can be bad at laning and still win a lot of games as long as
a lot of mid players do that in like literally professional matches. They just fucking never lane, or they rotate. Like I've seen Gunnar lose a shitload of lanes. I mean, Gunnar's obviously a really good player, but it's more so because he'd be picked into a losing matchup, and he'd just push the wave and then go gank, or push the wave and then go jungle. And it's like he's just extremely good at spell casting in the game. And the guy's literally like rank 2 or something right now.
Yeah.
And like, people always criticize his laning, and it's like it doesn't matter because he's just one of the best he's like Sumail level spell casting.
Yeah, it's literally just it's a matter of like, I mean, let's be honest. Mid players probably have the biggest egos out of all the roles. It's either mid players
a little bit.
It's either mid players or carries. And that definitely, like, if you can just harness your ego and just accept, oh, I'm getting fucked in this lane because either my matchup's bad or I'm just not as good as the player that I'm playing against, or I'm just off today.
Or you fucked up the first wave or something like that.
Like you can literally lose the lane within the first like 30 seconds to 45 seconds of the lane. And that just happens sometimes. And if you can just shut your ego down for that and just be like, all right, I guess I'm jungling getting farm, and I'm going to carry the fuck out of this game later. And then your ego will come back. You'll be like, yeah, I'm the carry now. This is great.
You fucking giant egoed mid player.
It's just a matter of not being like, I'm going to fucking outskill this guy and every single creep. I'm going to fucking outskill him so hard right now. If you can just stop thinking like that about the mid lane, you're going to win a lot.
I feel personally attacked.
This is physically repulsive, Donnie.
I'm glad I hit a nerve
physically
because you needed to fucking hear that because you have 8 and 4 while the Morphling has 16 and 19. So
yeah, that is pretty fucking rough. I'm not gonna lie, that is actually rough. I wasn't looking at the CS. God, I can't wait to hear his beautiful voice. Hey, buddy.
Hello, Jenkins and Dota Alchemy's Discord followers. How is it going?
Do you play like the lute or some really obscure instrument too?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
I bet
fucking
you do.
sax.
Actually, let's be honest. He probably sings. He's like a bard.
Probably plays a lot of instruments.
God, my Dota is fucking crashing.
Look at what he's doing.
He does play the lute.
You were right.
Hello everyone, and thank you for watching the video. We genuinely appreciate your time and attention spent with us here on the YouTube channel.